What's going on, guys? Soares here and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today is going to be Saturday the 29th of June. Got confirmed news to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yesterday's episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time is a new transfer episode. And finally, in the comment section below, who is the most underrated player in world football in your opinion? And I also want to point out that tomorrow's episode could be a little bit different because I want to summarise the whole month of June and talk about the best transfers that happened. But let's jump into the confirmed deals, and there's a fair amount to go through today. And first up, we got Rafa Camacho. He's joined Sporting from Liverpool. It's a £5 million fee rising to £7 million after bonuses, and Liverpool have got a 20% sell-on clause in the contract. There's also a buyback option there. Liverpool reluctantly sold him because they wanted him to stay, but unfortunately he decided not to sign a new contract. Now, if he wasn't to sign a new deal, he'd be available next summer for just £275,000. Rangers have signed Aribo from Charlton on a free deal, and he signed a 4-year contract. And as for Charlton, they've lost out on a decent player, but they do receive a small amount of compensation fee. And now going to Rangers' rival Celtic, they have announced the signing of Julian from Toulouse, and it's an £8 million fee. Sal has joined Eintracht Frankfurt for a club record fee of €9 million, and that's from Swiss side at BSC Young Boys. And it's quite surprising. Frankfurt last season were brilliant, and they've not ever spent more than €9 million. I'm probably going to say his name wrong, but I think it's Jean Jordan. He has joined Sevilla from SD Eibar as a €15 million fee. He signed a 4-year contract, and he was previously linked to a move to West Ham. Then we've got Bruma joining PSV from Leipzig in the Bundesliga. They've paid €15 million for him, and just like the Sal transfer before for Frankfurt, I think that's a club record deal for PSV. And he signed a 5-year deal. This next one hasn't been announced at the time of me recording this video on Friday at about midday, but I imagine very soon it'll be all confirmed. There's even pictures going around of WAN-BISSAKA in a Man United kit. But the young right back has joined United from Crystal Palace, and the fee is believed to be around £55 million. He signed a 6-year contract worth £25 million, which is the longest contract ever given to a United player. And it'll be interesting to see how he settles in, because we all know he's brilliant defensively. We saw it last season. But in a team where they have more possession than Crystal Palace usually have, and they'll be attacking a lot more, it'll be interesting to see that side of his game. And next up, we have got a one to look out for, basically. It's not a transfer rumour, but it's about Rodri, the Atletico Madrid number 14. And the reason I mention his squad number is because he's been massively linked to a move away to either City or Bayern for his release clause of €70 million. And yesterday, during Marcos Llorente's press conference or unveiling, he was given the number 14 shirt. It might mean absolutely nothing, and Rodri could potentially stay and get a new squad number. But the most likely case now is that Llorente was seen as a replacement anyway, and the fact he's taken his shirt number for me indicates that Rodri to City, it could happen very soon. And next up, the transfer that in my opinion has got a very weird timeline, that is David Turnbull. He's now set to remain as a Motherwell player, with a proposed move to Celtic no longer taking place. And the BBC has said the reason the deal collapsed itself is because the player needs to have knee surgery and potentially could be out for a while. And the reason I mention a weird timeline is because he was going to Celtic at the very start, and then they put out a statement saying the player and his agent were being pretty greedy. Then I believe Norwich agreed a fee for him, that broke down, Celtic agreed a fee, and now it's collapsed altogether. A very short one, according to various different sources, are saying that Aston Villa are ready to offer £25 million for Leeds United midfielder Calvin Phillips. They initially wanted to bid around 15 mil, but Leeds are holding out for a much higher value, and it's kind of mad that a championship player nowadays could go for £25 million. Benfica are trying to sign 26-year-old midfielder Lucas Silva from Real Madrid, that's according to UOL. The Brazil under-23 international has been sent out on loan to Marseille and Cruzeiro since joining the Spanish Giants. I'm not quite sure why it says Brazil under-23, by the way, because he is 26. But he has 1 year remaining on his current contract, and they could be ready to cut ties with him by letting him join the Portuguese side. Bayern Munich have lodged another bid for Chelsea teenager Callum Hudson-Odoi, that's according to Bild. The German side tried to land the 18-year-old back in January but were knocked back by Chelsea, and Hudson-Odoi is now approaching the final year of his contract at Stamford Bridge, although the Blues wanted to renew his deal, and Bayern are hoping a €25 million bid or £22 million offer is enough to get a deal done. But it seems pretty unlikely now because, for one, Chelsea will have a transfer ban and can't replace him, and he could be very vital to their team next season after he's back from injury. And other places are saying that Callum Hudson-Odoi is set to sign a new 5-year contract. Moise Kean sees Inter as his home and would like to move to the San Siro. That's according to his father. Rumours have surrounded the talented forward after a breakthrough year at Juventus, and his father says he wants to move to one of the old ladies' Serie A rivals. There are a lot of different conflicting reports going about because a couple of days ago Everton were interested, and reports in Italy before were saying that Juve, they wanted to offer him a better contract. And next up, according to Sky Germany, they're saying Norwich are preparing for life back in the Premier League with the addition of German goalkeeper Ralf Fährmann. Fährmann is greatly experienced, having made over 300 club appearances throughout his career, though the likes of Manuel Neuer and Marc-Andre ter Stegen have prevented him from winning any senior international caps. He has got Champions League experience and will represent an upgrade on last season's first choice goalkeeper Tim Krul. I could be wrong, but I think Fährmann is no longer the Schalke #1, so maybe he could go elsewhere to get first team football and maybe to try out a different league. And next up, according to Mundo Deportivo, they're saying Celta Vigo are favourites to sign Denis Soares from Barca. The Spanish side are ahead of rivals Valencia in the battle to land the midfielder this summer and could complete a deal if they agree to pay around €15 million. His loan move to Arsenal really didn't work out at all for him, so maybe staying in La Liga, it could be beneficial for his career. And next up, according to AS, they're saying Real Madrid have agreed to let Martin Odegaard join Real Sociedad on loan instead of Bayer Leverkusen. They wanted him to go to the Bundesliga side to get first team opportunities in the Champions League for next season, but to be fair to him, he wants guaranteed first team football. Corriere dello Sport are saying that Gonzalo Higuain may be offered a route out of Juventus by Roma. He did say a couple weeks ago he wants to stay at Juve for next season, but it looks very unlikely they want to keep him. He spent last season on loan to both AC Milan and Chelsea, and both of them were pretty unsuccessful, his stints at the club kind of thing, and now could be looking to move on yet again. Manchester United have inquired about the availability of Samuel Umtiti after Barca expressed an interest in Victor Lindelof. That's according to Mundo Deportivo. United have no interest in letting Lindelof go, and I imagine that Barca are in the same situation with Umtiti. Luuk de Jong is on the verge of joining PSV from Sevilla. That's according to Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf. The Spanish side will pay around €13 million to land the striker, who scored 28 goals in 34 Eredivisie games in 2018-19. Sevilla have sold Quincy Promes and also brought in Dabur from Salzburg, and they're looking to add more players to their attack next season. And it could also be a key indication that Ben Yedder, he could be on his way out. Roma have set their sights on Marc Bartra as the ideal man to replace Kostas Manlas at centre-back. The Italian side will sell Manlas to Napoli this summer and are already on the lookout for his successor. And Sky Italy are saying the capital club have held positive talks already with Bartra's agent after reaching out to discuss a deal this week. Another player linked to Sevilla this time, according to De Telegraaf again, they're saying Sevilla have made Ajax's Hakim Ziyech a top transfer target for the summer. The 26-year-old is currently on international duty with Morocco at the African Cup of Nations, and they could fetch as much as €30 million if a deal goes ahead. That's believed to be his release clause or the fee they're asking for, and to be fair, €30 million in this market for a player of that ability, I'd be very surprised if Sevilla are the only team interested. James Rodriguez could turn down his potential switch to Napoli in order to move to Atletico Madrid, as according to Cadena SER. Napoli's interest in the Colombian has been confirmed by their president, but he may be open to a move which will allow him to stay in Madrid. But any possible move could be dependent on player sales, with Atletico Madrid set to smash their transfer record to bring in Joao Felix from Benfica. But bear in mind, Atletico will have a lot of money to splash around, because if they do sell Rodri to City for 70 mil, they've already sold Hernandez to Bayern for 80 mil, and Griezmann's going for around 120. AS Monaco made an official inquiry to Inter yesterday regarding Joao Mario, as according to Gianluca Di Marzio. The French side are looking to spend in the region of €25 million for the Portuguese midfielder, while Inter do not want to let Mario leave on loan. I can't say I've watched too much of him since being an Inter player, but I know when he joined him a few years back from Sporting, there's a lot of hype about him. And next up, according to RMC Sport, they're saying Tottenham have informed St Etienne they will be making an opening bid for William Saliba in the coming hours. Arsenal are in negotiations for the defender, but yet to agree a deal. And L'Equipe mentioned that St Etienne are not satisfied with Arsenal's opening bid for the central defender. It's 30 million euros total, but included 7 million euros in bonuses. And L'Equipe suggests that St Etienne, they want 30 million euros excluding bonuses. A short and brief one from reports in Spain as well as the Telegraph, they're saying Ajax want between 50 to 60 million euros for 22-year-old Donny van de Beek, and Real Madrid are willing to pay that. They see him as a cheaper alternative to Paul Pogba, and for Pogba's situation now, he looks quite likely to stay at United. Lyon have rejected a 45 million euro bid from Tottenham for midfielder Tanguy Ndombele. The French side's president confirmed that his side snubbed the Premier League side's initial bid for the 22-year-old, but said that the deal is not dead. Spurs are likely to increase their offer, and Ula believes that he can talk them up to around 80 million euros, or £72 million. This comes out just a few days after Sky Sports and whatnot suggesting that Spurs had agreed a deal already worth £65 million. L'Equipe are saying PSG will be willing to negotiate the sale of Kylian MBAPPE this summer if they receive an offer of between 230 and 250 million euros. Real Madrid could have easily afforded that this window, but have already spent over 300 million euros. If they were to spend an extra 230 to 250 mil, it would definitely fail to meet the financial fair play requirements. And now we have a bit of an update about João Felix and a potential move to Atletico Madrid. So they're saying that he'll earn 3.5 million euros a season if he joins the Spanish side. He will be the club's most expensive signing of all time at 126 million euros, and a 5-year contract with a 250 million euro release clause is awaiting the attacker's signature in the Spanish capital. And now we have a report about Wilfried Zaha. He made it clear to Palace a few months ago he wants to move on this summer, and apparently wants to stay in London, and as of right now he wants to join Arsenal to play European football. Palace don't want to sell him, but they do have a valuation of £80 million. And the reason they're asking for such a high price is because Man United also have a 25% sell-on clause in the contract, which is a large chunk of that fee. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to do all that good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and pressing the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yesterday's episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time is a new transfer episode. And finally, in the comment section below, who is the most underrated player in world football? Let me know down below. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.